estimated bill. Look at them, estimated bill. I have my meter working and they are giving me estimated bill.
You people are coming to cut our lights. And what gonna do with this? No light.
Last week in particular, if not by the intervention of God, this entire plaza will have been burned down. One generation caught fire up. They have to struggle to put off the fire. That was because there was no light.
Africa's largest economy, Nigeria, is currently reeling from a double-edged energy crisis. For nearly 2 months, it has suffered from petrol shortages. As if that was not enough, over the last few weeks, another familiar problem, power shortages, made a blinding comeback. From the capital, Abuja, to its economic heartland, Lagos, power cuts have left many Nigerians and businesses frustrated. So what is causing this latest crisis? Many have pointed an accusing finger at the Transmission Company of Nigeria, or TCN. But the TCN has pushed back on that accusation, instead blaming the power generating companies, or GENCOs, for producing little or no electricity. It goes on to say the nationwide blackout will continue until the GENCOs can produce more power. But all of that brings little or no consolation to those whose businesses have been hard hit by the power cuts.
We'll have no light here, but we'll pay money. We pay the bill. We buy the car, they say, okay, they have changed from the ordinary way of paying bills into buying of cars, which we are buying cars almost every time. And at the end of the day, we will not see the light. At the end of the day, we will not see the light. We now have to go and buy fuel to fuel the chain, to enable us to help ourselves in our business, which is purely unfair.
TCN's General Manager, Ndudi Mba, released a press statement last Tuesday, saying the media has been awash with reports that TCN has reduced the load allocation to distribution companies. That information is incorrect. The correct position is that TCN can only transmit the quantum of power generated by GENCOs through the national grid to distribution load centers nationwide. The distribution companies are responsible for end users' consumption. In other words, do not blame us for the long hours of electricity shortage, but generation companies. While the federal government is playing the blame game, business owners in the country are feeling the heat from the cost of remaining in business. Some complained bitterly about having to run their generators for hours due to the current electricity problem. All of this is happening at a time when petrol is scarce and diesel prices have doubled.
It has not actually been easy with us in business, and coupled with the fact that the light supply is not regular. Now, we are not even given an access to get fuel from the stations. So we have to get to the black markets. And for black marketers, their prices are usually very high. And most of the time, with the kind of business that we do, it's not business that you come out here and you make sales every day. Because we don't deal on perishable product, which is consumable every day. What we deal on, they are durable products. So you don't expect somebody to come here today and buy a laptop, and you expect the person to come back tomorrow again and buy a laptop again. That is applicable to consumable goods. But what we do on, they are not consumable goods, so we don't even make sales every day. So in essence, what I'm saying is that it affects our profits. Because what you have made, you're actually spending it on buying fuel to run your gen.
The lowest price of a good generator that runs on petrol is 198,000 naira on Konga. Some cost as high as 200,000 to 300,000 naira and above. While diesel generator prices range from 548,000 naira to 3.6 million naira for those with 20 kVA capacity. Heavy-duty diesel generators obviously cost higher. The current price of diesel is 720 naira per litre. The federal government said last Thursday that the rise in the cost of diesel was due to the war in Ukraine. This is as the Nigerian government approved a 25% increase in freight rates for petroleum products, raising it from 9.5 naira per litre to 11.87 naira per litre.
We are buying 10 litres of fuel as much as 5,000, 7,000 naira. So it's causing a lot of damage on us. Transport have become so expensive. So, and it's making customers not to come. You can see the noise everywhere. So we are not, the profit we're supposed to be making, we're using it to buy fuel. So it's really disturbing us and affecting us.
Osita sells gadgets at this complex also. He fears rising cost of doing business will be passed to consumers.
You look at the amount to spend in running generator and providing alternative source of power. It affects the product, because at the end of the day, you are going to factor that into the product for you to be able to meet the mark. And at the end of the day, it makes the price of the product go up. And of recently, the prices of petrol has skyrocketed. For 10 liters, sometimes we buy as high as 7,000, 4,000, 5,000, depending on demand and supply.
Generators by their nature can be noisy. They produce dangerous gases that can harm humans. These business owners in the heart of the nation's capital, Abuja, know all of this, but they are helpless. It's either this or they are out of business.
It makes the environment not even to be healthy for us, because it's not even good for our health. Like last week in particular, if not by the intervention of God, this entire plaza will have been burned down. One generation caught fire up. They have to struggle to put off the fire. That was because there was no light. So it's actually not a good experience. There is so much noise. There is so much noise. And there is heat. You know, this season is a season of heat. Heat coupled with noise. That makes the environment to be very uncomfortable for us.
The power supply has been epileptic. Sometimes in a day, we can just have 4 hours in business day, between time of 8 to 6, 7, we can just see 4 hours of light. And it's unfortunate. And to make it worse, the weather in Abuja now is very hot. And it makes the business environment unconducive for the customer. The customer walks in, the environment is hot, he can't settle down, he's already discomforted, and the noise from the generator powering those offices makes it even worse.
The Abuja Electricity Distribution Company provides power for the capital, Abuja, as well as Nasarawa, Kogi, and Niger states. All 4 locations share the allocation received daily. Since March began, the highest amount of power the distribution company has received is just over 416 megawatts on the 5th of March 2022. This dropped to a low of miserably 289 megawatts on the 12th of March 2022, further increasing the pain of consumers. In the midst of all of this, it has been observed that the load shedding favors some parts of the FCT over others. While some parts of the Federal Capital Territory are supplied power for some hours, some areas have not even had it for 5 consecutive days.
If our government can help us and bring us out of this situation, it will be good for us. If we can generate power and we don't enjoy what we generate, so what is the essence of it? So it all still boils down to our leadership.